The most difficult fight. And then the fight you just saw between Robin Blake and Victor Davis, and Davis might have sent Robin Blake into retirement, but two outstanding fights, and that wasn't the end of it. There was a fight held earlier tonight between Ruben Nevarez and Ronnie Cooley. Now, Nevarez had Cooley down in the first round, but we're going to go back, pick up the action in the third round of a very close fight.
In the last round, you'll see Cooley on the inside where he can land that overhand left, and it's because he wasn't standing. And there, the body work by Cooley into round three.
Now, Cooley was getting that overhand left and got it in 2 or 3 times in that last round. So this one's still very much up for grabs here as we start the third round.
And that body work by Cooley, and that should have given him a tip-off right there. So he's got to be working.
Al, let's take a look at your scorecard. Interesting.
I've got Nevarez winning. I give him a 10-8 round in the first round because of the knockdown, and he won it. And then by the very narrowest of margin, I gave Cooley the second round.
And Cooley getting inside, as you mentioned, much more consistently now.
Now, it isn't that Nevarez isn't doing some decent work in here. It's just that he can't do as well there as he does on the outside, and Cooley is able to land somewhere. Very interesting matchup.
A little bit of swelling under the right eye now of Nevarez, and there's an overhand left again, but he took a left hand in return from Nevarez.
Both men really boxing well on the inside. Now Cooley hanging on. I think he was hurt by that punch on the inside by Nevarez. Yeah.
Swelling along the right eye of Cooley.
He was hurt. Cooley was stunned. He's holding on a little bit right now. He paid for getting on the inside.
It's the third round. We're only scheduled for 4. Both men are marked. Nevarez under the right eye.
A lot of swelling there, Barry. That could close up.
And Cooley alongside the right eye. Cooley's probably potentially not as much problem as Nevarez right now. Another good shot. A left hand by Cooley, and that backed Nevarez out.
Earlier in this round, Cooley was able to go to the body. There's a good right hook by Cooley, and that has been missing it toward the end of this round.
Good body shot there by Cooley. So this one very likely is going to come down to who wins the 4th and final round. End of 3. We'll be back.
Ronnie Cooley with the good jab as Nevarez was coming in, and Ruben was able to get in some of his own shots in that exchange, but a very close round that may have gone to Cooley.
So it could come down to this round. If your scorecard is any indication.
Well, it is, and in fact, I did give the last round to Ronnie Cooley, and I do have it even. I remember that first round would have probably been a two-point round for Nevarez, so if either of the last 2 rounds, which I gave to Cooley by narrow margins, went to Nevarez, he's in the driver's seat.
Cooley still with a healthy respect for Nevarez's punch.
As well he should have. But the right hook that Nevarez used to knock him down with has not been in evidence in the last couple of rounds.
It's an interesting matchup that both corners would put their man in against a guy of the caliber of the other.
Absolutely, and if you're going to question anybody, especially, I think you're going to question the handlers of Ronnie Cooley. Here he is facing a man much, much taller with a much longer reach, who is fairly skilled and also a lefty. And from Nevarez's standpoint, it's also pretty odd to be facing a guy who is also a lefty and who's 4-0.
Cooley with a combination combination there. Back Nevarez off.
But it's making for a very entertaining matchup. So
it is definitely.
In that sense, it's good.
One minute remaining in the fourth and final round. Ronnie Cooley and Ruben Nevarez. I have the feeling that Nevarez is going to have to find another gear through this last minute.
Well, he's slowed, there's no question, but Cooley is landing that well. He's throwing a lot of punches that are short.
The only reason, frankly, that I think Cooley will likely win the fight is that we're closer to Philadelphia than we are to Wichita Falls.
Possibly, although remember that knockdown did come in the first round. It'd be pretty tough not to make that a two-point round because Nevarez was winning that round. So I guess you can make a case for these last two rounds going to Cooley, though the fourth was a very close round.
Combination there by Cooley. Inside of 10 seconds remaining in this fight, and Cooley with another combination. That might have been enough right there. Outstanding four-round fight between these two featherweights. Ruben Nevarez from Wichita Falls, Texas, and Ronnie Cooley from Philadelphia. Have an idea, a couple guys you might see again.
Yes, and the Ruben Nevarez obviously a little more winded, a little more tired, and you hit on it. He faded a bit in the toward the end of that fight, and that will certainly not help him. And Dave Gorman and his people from Texas who handle Ruben Nevarez will hope that they can escape here with a draw or a decision win after that very good first round by Ruben. And then he faded a bit after that, and here's a good example of that with Ronnie Cooley getting in with a couple of shots there. A couple of those missed also.
Well, this should be an interesting decision, I think. Certainly make a case for a split decision here. Can make a case for a draw.
Yes, I ended up giving Cooley a one-point win. I thought he did come on toward the end of that fourth round enough to get the nod, but it could easily be a draw. Or a split decision, as you said. Nevarez could win this fight if even one of those last three rounds went for him. So, and on a couple of the scorecards, they could have. Or one could have in any case.
No more layoffs, I'm back.
No more layoffs, he's back.
I think I heard somebody else say that once.
It's not original.
A fellow by the name of Leonard said that, as I recall. Let's go to Michael Buffer now. We'll get the official decision. Might be interesting. Michael?
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the official scoring. We have a split decision. Frank J. Cairo scores the bout 38-37 for Cooley. Eugene Grant has it 38-37 for Nevarez. And Vinny Ranoni scores it 38-37 for the winner. On a split decision, Ronnie One Gun Cooley.
Well, that's got to be considered a good win for Ronnie Cooley and a tough loss for Ruben Nevarez. And as we said, you could have made a case for it either way. But an interesting 4 rounds of boxing.